So let's take a moment to review what a time signature actually is. This comes from study sheets that were put together by one of our teachers here at Virginia Beach City Public Schools, Mr. Richard Rigg. The question is, what is a time signature? And it is the pair of numbers located at the beginning of every musical composition. The thing is, we tend to ignore them and not even notice that they're there. And there are two numbers here. Most people know that the top number tells you how many beats are in the measure. And every time you have a bar line, you start again with that number of beats. The number on the bottom is what sometimes confuses us. This just tells us that in this measure, there are 2 beats, but the quarter note counts as 1. Likewise here, this is 3 beats, with the quarter note still counting as 1, and 4 beats with the quarter note still counting as 1. However, in this combination, there are 2 beats in the measure, but the half note counts as a single beat. And in this one, there are 3 beats in the measure, but the 8th note counts as a single beat. So before you get too confused by that, let's break it down just a little bit more. Here we are with the 4/4 time signature, also known as common time. If you were to add up notes in this key signature, time signature, you would have 2 beats here and 2 beats here for a total of 4, or another combination would be the half note with 2 quarter notes to equal 4, or maybe 4 quarter notes or a whole note. You actually could have any combination of different types of rhythms as long as they all total to 4 beats, with the quarter note being the standardized 1 beat. You can take a look at this. The C stands for common time because it is the most common time signature in the world. Other things that you would note is in 3/4, we also call this waltz time because waltzes are written in 3/4. You have 3 beats in the measure. In this case, your dotted half note the half note was worth 2 counts. With the dot, it's now worth 3. So that would fill up a measure. Or 3 quarter notes could fill up a measure, or perhaps 2 quarter notes and 2 eighth notes, which each count as a half of a beat, or maybe a half note plus a quarter note. All together would total 3 beats. Many other combinations as well could be in 3/4 time. 2/4 time is also known as duple time. In this time signature, there are only 2 beats in a measure. So a half note fills the entire measure, or 2 quarter notes, or perhaps a quarter note and 2 eighths, which again are each worth half of a beat. Or you could have a dotted quarter, which is 1.5 beats plus an eighth note, for a total of 2 beats. In 4/8 time, this is unusual for us, the eighth note is actually getting the beat. So, simplified, there are 4 eighth notes in these measures. Let's take a look back this way and see if that isn't true with all of these. 4 quarter notes in 4/4 time fill the measure. 3 quarter notes in 3/4 time fill the measure. 2 quarter notes in 2/4 time. So you could say that is a nice way to remember it. In this case, 4 eighth notes fill the measure. That looks odd to our eyes, but this works if you have a time signature that's moving along quickly and you don't want to see as many eighth notes. In 3/8 time, back to where we were, we're still counting the eighth notes. So since the quarter note is worth 2 eighth notes and the eighth is worth 1 eighth note, this would total up to 3 beats in this measure, or 3 beats with 3 eighth notes, or the dotted quarter. In 2/2 time, we would notice that you have 2 half notes, but instead of that being 4 beats, it totals to 2 because this is now getting the beat. We're not going to upgrade, so we're going to cut that out. And this is also known as cut time and would be shown in your time signature that way. At this time, you should be ready to take the music assessment, Unit 4.